Here, as you can see, my cut and the dimensions where I was putting it in were not right. So I had to go back and change so I could get them to come out where I needed them to. When I first set this up, and let me pull that one up for you so you can see what I'm talking about.
Supposed to be how to do them gun stacks.
That's a lot of it. Yeah, all right, I gotta find that one.
Oh, you mean like the checkering?
Pardon?
Like the checkering on your forearm and on your strap for your shotgun?
Mm-hmm.
I got a book on that stuff. I think that's neat looking work. Do they have scroll work in it? All right.
Yeah, where did I put those things? Well, that isn't where I put them. This spot. All right. This right here represents this hole with this rounded piece cut onto it, all right? I mean, very simple on the computer, it's very simple to draw. But what I had to do, I had to make between this line and this line had to be offset by 1/4 of an inch in order to use this bit on it to get it to come out in the right spot. Because the bottom bar across the bottom from here to here is 1/2 inch. And I didn't want to start right on the center of the bit. I wanted to offset it 1/4 of an inch so it starts over here onto this part of the cut. So all I did is when I had my outside line, which is what made my original pocket, I took this line and I offset it to the inside by 1/4 of an inch. And now when I run this bit, it doesn't start with the tip out here on the edge, it starts with the tip moved in 1/4 of an inch and comes down so the cutter cuts into that, the round part cuts. And this machine is so smart, I can tell this whether to make a climb cut. Everybody know what a climb cut is with a router? It's when you go in the wrong direction, called a climb cut. In other words, you're always supposed to route with the router bit turning so it spins into the direction of the wood you want to go to, right? A climb cut is it'll be going the opposite direction. I can tell that machine out there to go the wrong direction. It'll follow my direction no matter what I tell it. But because when you start doing, like you're doing the outside corners, remember a lot of times you don't want to start right on the corner because it's liable to tear it out. Remember how you'd start in here and go backwards a little bit and then come back in to go this way? I can tell that machine to go and start here and come this way and then come back here and go this way. I can tell the machine to do just exactly what you do. All right. Once I have it designed on here, then I would go across to another spot. And right here I've got the two bits laid out here. This is the pocket bit. And what it is, it lets me select a bit. And right here I've got an end mill, 1/4 inch end mill, which is what you call a 1/4 inch router bit. If you call it 1/4 inch end mill. Over here I've got some settings on it. It tells me the diameter of the bit, the pass depth is 1.25 inches. Anybody know what that is?
1.25 inches.
0.125.
Oh, that's an 8.
1/8 of an inch. So I set that to go down to make 1/8 inch deep passes. All right. I got a step over rate of 1/10 of an inch. In other words, it starts in, this is starting in the center and it's moving over 1/10 of an inch as it starts to go around the front.
You wrote that down like that or what?
No, this will do all the figuring for me. I just can tell it.
The profile?
I can, because I've got a 1/4 inch bit, a 1/10 of a 1/4 inch bit is, you know, I'm moving over about a 1/16 of an inch. Because the first pass it makes if anybody's watched this thing, and you're gonna watch how it does. It comes right down in the center and makes a cut.
Okay.
And then it moves over a 16th and goes on the outside around it, moves another 16th, goes around until it finally gets all the way out to the outside of the thing. But I can tell it how much to step over on each one of the passes it's going to make. All right. So that's for that one. All right, that's what I want to do for that one. Close that. This other one is the profile bit. Again, this one here says it's a 1/4 inch roundover bit. Even though it's showing a V bit, I've got it, oops, I gotta go down here and select my roundover bit. Why didn't it come up to it? Roundover. Alright, where are we at? Just stole my bit.
Ain't that in the right-hand corner?
No, that's not the right one. Cancel, close it. That's supposed to be the profile, alright. Okay, there's 1/4 inch roundover. I was clicking on the wrong one. Where's it at? Oh, here's my roundover. So this one here says it's going to be a 3/8 radius. This looks like the roundover, like a roundover bit. I just changed some of the parameters on it, so make it rather than a 3/8 roundover, making it a 1/4 inch roundover. All right, once I've done these things, let me close this one out. I'm going to take this pocket right here, and I want to get a look at how this is going to cut. So I can tell this to give me a preview. And this is going to go in here, and this is like I was telling you, how it does it on the machines. It actually gives me a preview exactly how it's going to cut. It'll go down through there, it'll cut down to the depth. It finishes one side out. Then it goes in and starts over again back at the center. You notice how it comes every time it goes to do it, comes backs over here a little bit on the thing so it can get a nice clean place and where it comes up to stop at. Because of the way the router bit does, but it'll come over there and give me a nice clean edge on the thing.
In each path it's cutting how deep?
An 1/8 of an inch. I'm going down 5/8 of an inch, so I got 5 passes this thing's going to make. It'll go down, keep going into the pocket till I get down to my 5/8, which is what I want to do in a 3/4 piece of wood. I don't want to go all the way through it.
And that's with that roundover bit.
No, this is what the pocket, this is what the straight bit, what it's doing right now is with the straight bit. It's making just the pocket.
Okay.
The other bit I've got up here on here, it says profile, that's going to be the roundover that gives me the run profile on it. I got to run this one first. But actually right out of the screen, you can see exactly what the machine is going to do and how it's going to do the thing. All right, that one's done. So now if I go over here and tell this I want it to do the profile, let me set this in a different mode so you can see better. If I set this in a mode, it makes it easier to see how it's going in there, so I can set it into that. I can actually control this thing too. I can grab a hold of this thing and move this thing all over the place, any place I want to go with it. I can also turn on the cut lines. How that